Good evening, you're watching Breaking Today News right here on Switch TV. I am Lincoln Wambogo, sign language interpreter is Tracy Dorcas. We have a lot in line for you tonight, but first, let's take a look at the headlines. President Uhuru Kenyatta hints on lifting the nationwide curfew whilst urging Kenyans to continue observing COVID-19 protocols. Presidential hopeful Raila Odinga tours Meru County, wooing voters with promises of securing new Miraa markets for farmers. The Council of Governors demand an additional funding of 381.45 billion shillings against the Commission on Revenue Allocation's proposal of county equitable share of 370 billion shillings. Glad you're watching. Send in your feedback and comments to our SMS line 111 at Switch TV Kenya and at Lincoln Wambogo on all social media handles. Over 30 minutes of the broadcast begins now. President Uhuru Kenyatta has hinted on lifting the nationwide curfew whilst urging Kenyans to continue observing COVID-19 protocols. The president was speaking at Karatina after a meeting at the Sagana State Lodge with leaders from the Mount Kenya region ahead of the Mashujaa Day celebrations. Shilling Atich reports.
Sagana State's Lodge, for a third time, it is hosting President Uhuru Kenyatta with the leaders from the Mount Kenya region ahead of the Mashujaa Day celebrations in Kirinyaga County, who again visits with just less than 10 months from exiting office, laden with many promises for the residents of the region.
Tuko na haja ya kujenga uwanja wa ndege, bado tunataka kuendelea kuhimiza mambo yetu ya kilimo, kuhakikisha pia mapato ya ukulima yaweze kuendelea kupanda.
At the same time, the president hitting out against the politics taking the country by storm, saying that those are empty rhetorics which are a deceit.
Na hayo yawezekana tu watu wakiwa pamoja na siasa zetu zikiwa siasa bora, siasa za kujenga, sio siasa za kubomoa na kuchafua.
Governor Anne Waiguru, who is the hosting governor for this year's Mashujaa Day celebrations, read a memorandum of the projects that have been ongoing in the county.
This inordinate favor has transformed the county's socio-economic profile to levels that erstwhile were unimaginable. More than ever before, our people are able to farm, trade and transit back and forth in and out of the county, pursuing their dreams. They have achieved increasing levels of self-reliance. More specifically, we acknowledge the following initiatives carried out in our favor during your presidency. Your Excellency, we are proud of the tremendous improvement in the road projects in the region, which has led to greater access to the agricultural rich lands for market accessibility of farm produce.
Despite the economic growth in the area and the country, the slow growth has been attributed on the curfew, which the president has hinted it might be lifted. This will be a sigh of relief for the people of Kenya, especially entrepreneurs. Shilling Atich, Switch TV.
Thank you, Shilling Atich, for opening the reporting for us. Meanwhile, the Orange Democratic Party is more popular than Uhuru Kenyatta's Jubilee Party in Mount Kenya region. And if the election was to be held today, Deputy President William Ruto would emerge the best candidate in the mountain region. This is according to statistics released today by Mizani Africa Group. Robert Ouma with more details.
The Mount Kenya region has been the area to run to for major politicians seeking various top seats in the much anticipated 2022 general elections. The analysis released today by Mizani Africa, weighing the performance of different leaders across the country, including governors, senators and members of parliament, and parties' popularities. Ruto's affiliated United Democratic Party popularity was incomparable, taking the lead by 61.7%. Orange Democratic Movement followed by 22.4%. Jubilee Party was last among the three by 10.2%. On the same tune of the mountain politics, following the data released, if at all elections were to be conducted today, William Ruto would still emerge the president on merit by gaining 58.2%, ODM party leader Raila Odinga second by 27.1%, while Musalia Mudavadi came third by 5.2%. The statistics by Mizani Africa comes at a time when the politicians are running to get blessing from the mountain region and the loyalty of the party supporters brought to test.
Na Mungu akatupea numbers. Sasa hizo numbers mumeanza kuingiliwa.
Mulima itasimama wima. Na sisi ndio tutajipanga.
Tuungane, tupendane, tuwe kitu kimoja.
Kuna watu wanataka kwenda opposition huku. Sisi hatuendi opposition.
It is only 9 months to the general elections and the scramble for the region continues. Robert Thomas, Switch TV.
Thank you, Robert Homer. President Uhuru Kenyatta has today inspected the ongoing construction of the 8.5 billion shillings Thiba Dam, as well as a 2.6 billion shillings Moi Irrigation Scheme expansion project, all in Kirinyaga County. Speaking to Gishogo residents who turned up to receive him at the dam, whose construction will be complete by the end of the year, the president announced the government's plans to construct a hospital in the area and relocate a local school whose operations have been hampered by the mega project. The president, who was accompanied on the tour by Kirinyaga leaders led by Governor Anne Waiguru and County Member of Parliament Wangui Girishi, as well as Water CS Silly Karaoke, began his tour at the 15 million cubic meters of water capacity Thiba Dam in Gishogo constituency. Elsewhere, ODM party leader Raila Odinga has promised Miraa farmers in Meru County that he will secure markets for their produce in various countries if elected president. Odinga, while speaking in Maua Town today on the first day of his 3-day tour to woo voters of the eastern counties of Mount Kenya region, further added that among the countries he will be looking forward to secure markets for the Miraa include the Democratic Republic of Congo and Somalia. Apollo James with more details.
Raila Odinga has started a tour of Mount Kenya East as early political campaigns continue to gather pace. The ODM chief, while meeting his supporters in Meru County, vowed to resolve the border issues between Kenya and Somalia to ensure safe passage of Miraa into the easternmost country of Africa. He further pledged to seek the indulgence of foreign nations about the possibility of exporting the Miraa and having it sold there. Odinga defended his proposed social protection fund that he says is aimed at giving every vulnerable household a monthly stipend of 6,000 shillings. He hit out at political opponents that have opposed the proposal, saying it is very much doable and will cost the government about 150 billion shillings.
Lakini vile vile tutajenga viwanda ya kufanya value addition kwa bidhaa ambayo inatoka kwa mashamba. Sawa sawa vijana? Sawa sawa? Na nimesema kila familia ambaye hawana mapato kama kuna njaa na chochote, kila mwezi watapata shilingi 6,000 kutoka kwa serikali. Mnaunga mkono?
He further said that Kenya loses approximately 600 million shillings every year, adding that he will block all loopholes of corruption and redirect this money to the Social Protection Fund. Apollo James, Switch Television.
Thank you, Apollo James. Still on matters politics, Deputy President William Ruto has today concluded his 4-day tour of the coast region. Ruto holds firm that his bottom-up economic model is possible to achieve since he has a track record of successful development projects.
In the race to succeed President Uhuru Kenyatta after the 2022 general election, Deputy President William Ruto has continued popularizing his economic model to the coastal residents. While taking credit of development track records of the Jubilee government, Ruto accuses ODM party leader Raila Odinga for not scaling up the standard of the region while he served in various capacities in government. Speaking during a consultative meeting with UDA party aspirants from Lamu, Kwale, Mombasa, Taita Taveta and Tana River counties at Wild Waters, Mombasa County, the DP has given them assurance of free, fair and democratic nominations.
Wajua siasa yenyewe inajengwa na maneno madogo madogo. Siasa yenyewe itajengwa na malumbano huku na huku, lakini mwishowe ile ni muhimu ni kujenga ile movement ya chama. Katika siasa hawezi toa maneno huyu atasema hivyo atasema hivyo. Si kila mtu atakubaliana 100%, lakini sote tunakubaliana kuhusu the Hustler Nation. Hiyo ndio muhimu.
Kuna ile utaratibu tumeweka ya kwamba yule atakayeshinda kihaki aheshimiwe na wengine na tuweze kusaidiana.
Na sisi katika mikakati yetu, naibu rais akirudi tu Nairobi na sisi tutazunguka tu ili tuweze kueleza wananchi plan yetu ni nini na economic benefits zetu zitakuwa ni nini baada tukishaingia kwenye hatamu.
Ruto concluded his trip of the coast today in Kilifi County in the company of 14 MPs from the region who have promised to throw weight behind his State House ambitions. Joel Chacha, Switch TV, Nairobi.
Thank you, Joel Chacha. Elsewhere, the Council of Governors has once again rejected a proposal by the Commission on Revenue Allocation, demanding 370 billion shillings. The Council now wants an increment of 318 billion shillings.
Even as the annual devolution conference draws near, the Council of Governors has remained adamant in accepting the Commission on Revenue Allocation's proposal of 370 billion shillings increment of the county equitable share.
We wish to reiterate that we reject in totality the proposal by CRA that recommends a non-increment of the county equitable share, which is 370 billion.
The council is instead proposing an additional funding of 381.45 billion shillings, bringing the total allocation to 751.45 billion shillings. This, they say, is in an effort to facilitate proper running of the counties and adequate service delivery to the people.
To safeguard devolution and to ensure optimal implementation of the devolved functions by the county government, the Council of Governors proposes additional funding of Kenya shillings 381.45 billion, bringing the total allocation to counties to Kenya shillings 751.45 billion as contained in the council position.
The council position is informed by the Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill 2020, which recommends that counties be allocated not less than 35% of all the revenue collected by the national government. As the first era of devolution comes to an end, the governors intend to take stock of the journey and pave way for the second generation of county governments in the annual devolution conference slated for the 23rd to the 26th of November 2021 in Makueni County. Reporting for Switch TV, I'm Daniel Anunda.
Daniel Anunda's story takes us to a short commercial break. Stay tuned, we'll be back with more. Welcome back and thank you for keeping it Switch TV. The Human Rights Commission has applauded the court's judgment declaring Huduma number illegal. This is after the court on 14th of October declared Huduma number cards null and void. The court accused the government of collecting personal data from Kenyans without first determining how it will protect the personal data.
The court has compelled the government to complete a data protection impact assessment as required by Data Protection Act of 2019.
Justice Martha Koome has officially unveiled the Kenya Judiciary Academy that was previously referred to as the Judicial Training Institute. The Chief Justice also launched an e-platform for the Judiciary Academy that will allow judges to be conveniently trained, as Scott Muriuki reports.
Chief Justice Martha Koome says judges require continuous education due to the evolution of the practice of law over the years.
Because they told me, you know what, you have no training institute. We have a notice to quit, to leave Muthaiga. I said, you know, I'm a fighter, I can refuse and resist, and claim even advanced possession of that premises. But you know, I was reminded we are a judiciary. So there are some tactics we cannot engage in.
The Attorney General Paul Kihara Kariuki stated that judicial training is extremely vital as it holds the key to effective administration of justice in the country.
KJA and the e-learning platform is an invitation to other justice sector stakeholders, including our colleagues at the bar, to explore means of partnering with the Academy towards the improvement of the administration of justice.
Justice Dr. Wanjala stated the judiciary's plan to get permanent residents, with the government having allocated 50 acres.
To establish partnerships between the Academy and our institutions of higher learning, and indeed other institutions of governance and universities the world over.
The Kenya Judiciary Academy has been mandated to train judges and magistrates in the country by the Judicial Service Commission.
The Judiciary Training Institute will now be referred to as the Kenya Judiciary Academy, with the judiciary hoping that soon they will have a permanent residence for the academy. Scott Muriuki for Switch TV News in
Now it's time to get sporty. We'll be coming back with later with Know Your CEO. The husband of a slain Kenyan running star Agnes Tirop, Ibrahim Rotich, has been remanded in police custody for 20 days to allow police to conclude investigations into his alleged involvement in the murder of the athlete. Ibrahim, who is popularly referred to as Emmanuel, appeared before Chief Magistrate Charles Kutua at an Iten court for plea taking today, 4 days after he was arrested in Changamwe, Mombasa County. And Robbie Calder are the third round winners of the Elementaita Safari Rally held in Soisambu Ranch in a V8 CRT. The rally featured 200 kilometers off-road racing around Lake Elementaita and the famous Sleeping Warrior Hill. They led a slender 6-second lead over Ian Duncan and Jaspal Matharu with a Prado V8.
Watching, I keep waiting, still anticipating love.
8 to 5 left, don't, is 6 right, 8 to long, 1 right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tottenham Hotspurs spoiled Newcastle United's takeover celebrations after claiming a 3-2 victory at St James Park. Tangwe Tumbele, Harry Kane and Son Heung-min all scored in the first half after Callum Wilson had given